Neal, a point on the road this afternoon at Gateshead. Just kind of talk us through your thoughts on the game.
Listen, I thought the lads, I think you can't underestimate how good Gateshead are at what they do, and they make you suffer. And I thought the performance the lads put in was exceptional. We got one thing wrong really in the whole game, where we didn't quite react quick enough to the short corner. One player passed on, another player goes on to his man, and it just gave him that half a yard to bend the ball in the back of net, and that's the fine margins. But you can't help, and the fans will feel it, and I feel it, you can't help feel like we've just dropped 4 points in the last two games. You know, we're in the last kick of the game at Ebbsfleet, and then today we're in the last 10 minutes, and in open play we've been brilliant. And the game plan's worked, and then that happens, and you know, at that point their tails are up, and we've had to stay really strong for the last 5-10 minutes. So I can't fault the lads. The team spirit, the work ethic is exceptional. A little bit more quality, and we might be able to put games to bed.
I can tell by the result how good you are, but the performance this afternoon, what was the most pleasing aspect of that?
Listen, Gateshead are a really, really good team, and the problem is, you know, I'll say this to the fans now, you know, don't expect too much different when we play at home. We can't all of a sudden think, well, we're at home, we'll go and gung-ho, because every team that's tried to, you know, really go and gung-ho against has been picked off, and some teams have been picked off badly. So, you know, we haven't really got them players anyway, so we've got to try and get what we can out of these two games, and then sort of try and progress forward. Yes, of course we need to win games. You know, you're better off winning, losing than you are doing what we've done, drawing 4 on the trot. We get that. We're not trying to draw. We don't want to draw. We're trying to give ourselves the best chance of winning, and the boys are putting so much effort into it. But, you know, hopefully now Depot's back, we can build his fitness up so we can maybe look to start games, and we can have a little bit more firepower, and we can add to that. So, and maybe add 1 or 2 if we can over the coming weeks. But the boys in and around the squad are giving everything, and as a fan, I think at the moment, as disappointed as we are, we dropped the points. You know, I think we can go, do you know what? I'm proud of the effort everyone's putting in.
And I think it was fair to say, obviously, playing Ebbsfleet 3 days ago, you knew coming here today it was going to be a much different game to the one that we played at the weekend.
Yeah, I mean, Ebbsfleet are decent with the ball, but Gateshead are super good with the ball and super patient. And I think if you look back at the game, I mean, in open play, you have to track runners, you have to get everything right against Gateshead. And, you know, 95% of the time we did. It was a short corner routine that we just didn't quite react to, and he's bent in a great goal. But you need everybody to do their jobs for 95, 100 minutes, like we did at Ebbsfleet, and we've just got it wrong twice now in 2 games, and we've been punished for it.
In the last 4 games, you say there about being unbeaten, conceding less goals, obviously, maybe not getting the wins, but looking more solid in defence. That must be a more pleasing aspect compared to the last couple of months.
Yeah, I mean, like you say, listen, we've had Depot injured. You know, we've had Dan Batty injured, and again, I don't use them as excuses, but they're 2 good players that would enhance most teams in this league. So, you know, we've conceded a lot of goals this season, and we've been out of games before they've started early in the season. So we've got to try and get the balance right. And once you start spinning plates, once you start trying to get a good structure without the ball, you're always going to lose a little something, you know, with the other spinning plate in your attacking play. We've just got to try and, you know, build on that sort of foundation, and it's not easy. The moment you start focusing on how you play and attacking, you'll end up conceding. So you just got to try and get the balance right so that we can start turning draws into wins. But at the moment, all me, the fans, the owners can ask for is we've got a cohesive team that are working incredibly hard for each other and fighting to try and pick up as many points as we can, keeping a good team spirit. And I think we've got to try and build on that and add a bit of quality if we can.
And credit to Gateshead, really good football inside. You know, you talked previously about taking time to obviously build a team to compete at the top of the league. Gateshead, a team that you maybe try and look at and think, okay, this is kind of ways we can try and replicate play that they do.
Listen, what Gateshead have done over the last, on the budget they've got over the last 3 or 4 years is exceptional. You know, they lost top players when they got promoted, and they've then gone and got their recruitment right, gone again, brought in the right players to fit their philosophy. You know, fantastic club. I just said to the manager there, the way they do it is exceptional. They deserve to be up where they are. Yeah, of course, you know, everyone's got to have their own philosophy, their own way of doing things, but you do need to look at how we build over a 2 or 3 year period. But first and foremost, we've got to get the next 3 or 4 months right, because they're vital for us.
And next up is Gateshead again. Having played them today, does it make the preparation for that game a bit easier, knowing what you've come up against?
Yeah, possibly, but you know, every game's different. If Gateshead are the sort of team, if they pick you off and get a goal early, they're in total control of that game, and it was really important today that we didn't concede early. So every game's different. The home game won't be the same as this game, and in some ways with expectation might be harder, but hopefully the crowd will appreciate we might not have all the ball with how good they are, but they'll roar us on and give us that extra bit of energy to get the result.
And a question you probably know that you always get asked, but the fans, just how great were they again today?
Brilliant. I mean, to come up here at Boxing Day, it's hard because it's sort of stadium, you're far away from the pitch, but you could still hear them, you could still see their numbers and hear them, and they were roaring everything we did, the way the boys put their bodies on the line. So if they can do that again on New Year's Day, hopefully we can reward them with extra points.